Welcome back. My name is Amanda Coleman, and today we'll be covering OnePlan setting of dependencies. So let's jump in. I have here my OnePlan environment open to an existing project that I have, a very simple project schedule, as you can see, and focusing on the work plan because this is a schedule activity we're doing, so we need to be within the work plan, which has our scheduling and our tasks in it. So the first thing I want to do is I want to add in my columns that relate to dependencies. So there's two primary columns I'm going to look at here. One is called the predecessors. A predecessor is the task that precedes mine. So it must occur before mine, or my task depends on it. And then we have a successor. What task does my task depend on that I'm going to create that relationship with? So I add in both those columns into the view here, and I can see right now there's no dependency set in any of the tasks. All of the tasks start on the plan start date of July 6th, which is the default behavior of OnePlan. So first, I want to just do a very simple creation of that predecessor relationship. I am going to click in the predecessor column for task 2, choose the drop down, and then select task 1 as that predecessor. That's all I need to do. Very simple way to create that relationship. And as you see, it creates it in the back end by putting in not only the predecessor here that I selected, but also making sure that that successor relationship is created to task 1, because this task will succeed or happen after task 1. And now if I click on my Gantt chart up here, I can have that visual representation of those dependencies. So I can see here that task 1 has that arrow from the finish of the task with an arrow to the start of task 2. It's a very visual way to see that those dependencies have in fact taken place. Another way to add dependencies is in the Gantt chart itself. So if I want to create a finish to start relationship between task 2 and task 3, I can hover over the dot at the end of task 2 and click it and drag and drop it to the start of task 3. So I can also see in the Gantt chart visually it did create that relationship, but in our predecessor and successor columns over here, it also created that where it's stamped in the predecessor and the successor for the task 3 and task 2. Go ahead and hide my Gantt chart for now. I can also create dependencies on multiple tasks at one time. So if I want to create a dependency between task 3, 4, and 5, I can click task 3, hold down the control key, hit task 4, and click task 5. In the ribbon, I can click this link icon. And once I do that, it creates by default that finish to start dependency because it is the default dependency. It's the most common dependency that you'll probably use. I can also create dependencies from tasks that aren't next to each other. Click task 5, hold the control key, and again, click the rest of the tasks in my schedule. Skipping that summary task because summary tasks typically do not have any dependencies on them directly. And another way I can create that once those are all selected is I can right click and click add dependencies. Just the same as if I click this link button up here, it automatically is going to link all of my tasks and create them with the finish to start relationship. So what if my tasks don't have a finish to start dependency and I want to use one of the other types, whether that be start to start, start to finish, or finish to finish? One way I can do that is by in the predecessors column itself. If I select that drop down, I can see in here the checkbox that shows this is the task I have a dependency on. And then in the right, there are these two rectangles. And I can see that there is a dot on the right-hand side, or the finish of the task for the first rectangle, and a dot on the left-hand side, or the start of my second rectangle. If I want to create a start to start, for example, all I need to do is click on the start of both of those boxes, and you'll see in the predecessor column, it even stamped in that acronym, the SS for start to start. If I want to create a finish to finish, I just need to click on the finish of both of those boxes, and the same thing up here, it will create and stamp in that FF relationship. I'm going to keep both of these to start to finish for now because that is my default and my favorite. Once you do learn the shorthand in here, you can create the dependencies finish to start by default and then come in here and just type in that acronym, and it will automatically create that relationship. And I can see here that it has done that for in the predecessor SS, successor, but also in the dates. Right now, these two tasks are scheduled to start at the same time. If I want to view my dependencies after I have created them, or I want to make some changes, there's two different ways I can view that. One is by clicking on the menu and clicking on Quick Edit. This will bring open the panel on the right-hand side where I can click on dependencies and see my parent task. I can see the dates. I can see some information about that here. Or I can also click on my hamburger icon and click on Advanced Edit. This will bring up my task information box where I can get more detailed scheduling capabilities about this particular task. There are tabs here for predecessors and successors, and here I can see that task 6 is my predecessor with that finish to start relationship. I can also modify that dependency type here if I choose. I also have the ability to add in lag or lead time. Now, lag or lead time is an addition to the dependencies you've set. If, for example, it is a finish to start dependency, my task does truly depend on the task before it, but it can also start 2 days before it ends. Here, I would add in that lag or lead time. Or on the flip side, my tasks do truly depend, but there's going to be a week in between those. So my task 5 is going to end and have a week before task 6 can start. In that case, I'll create a lag of 5 days. Here with my successors, it's the same form here, so you can create those with your successors dependency right here as well. And then I'll click Save. And just to show how that demonstrates here, you can see it does link it to that WBS right here. So 2.1 plus 5 days. And I can even see that in my schedule here. This task is going to end, and then five working days later, according to my calendar, then this task will begin. So hopefully you have gained some knowledge and you are very interested in understanding more about OnePlan or setting dependencies. Or if you need any help with your PPM modernization at all, whether that be moving off of Project Online, moving to Project Server, looking for a Planner Premium solution, or help with OnePlan, we can help you. Visit integent.com or feel free to book time with me directly by using my QR link, taking it to my booking page, or sending me a direct email. I'd be happy to talk with you and talk through what you're doing today and how we can get you into a modern PPM solution.